We are back, another episode of Chef's Kiss. Today I am joined by Phillies Weston Wilson. Weston, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? It's good to be here. I
Thanks for.
appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you for doing all this. I know you're busy. You got a lot of stuff going on with the wife, the kids, rehab, all that kind of good stuff. So again, thank you for coming on. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on with you. You came on with the Phillies, and you really, man, you smacked the ball around the park. I mean, your exit velo, you're bad at your uh, all the metrics I was looking at, man, are very very impressive. So it's really fun to watch you play. But I wanted to start it off here with your 2024. You had kind of a big year this year, right? You posted on your Instagram. You became a father. You bought your first home. You obviously got to play the game that you love, and you launched the company. So first things first, how has fatherhood been?
It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah,
You get married and you find out what it is to truly love something, and you learn about how selfish you really are when you get married. Um, and then you have a kid, and it's like takes another step. Um, it's
nothing is
just two
about you
different
anymore.
types, two different types of love, I guess. But there's nothing like it, man. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, I have three children. I have a daughter that's two, and then we just had twins 6 months ago. So you sign
Wow.
up, for two kids, and you end up with three. So yeah, you
Are
never.
you done?
Yes, yeah. I told my wife I was done after zero, one, two, and then we got three. So now I'm really done. Really can't do it anymore. But yeah, like you said, nothing is about you anymore. Everything is about them. But it is great. It's very special. It's very taxing and tolling. You're on your mental health, on your sleep, all that kind of good stuff. But like you said, when you have a good partner, that makes a world of difference.
For sure. And she's been incredible our entire journey. We met after my first short season with the Brewers in December of 16. Ended up getting engaged in May of 17 and married September of 17. So we only knew each other 9 months, but got to know each other in those 9 months, got to know each other into marriage. And yeah, man, she's been there from the start of my entire pro career. Um, Pretty much. And she's had my back the entire time. So definitely have a good one in her.
Yeah, that really makes a difference the way I see it. Because you'll have somebody's talking about their wives and like she's nagging me, blah blah. I'm like, I have nothing bad to say about my wife. Like my wife is awesome. The only reason I'm where I'm at and doing stuff is because of her. So yeah, definitely.
For sure. She supports me and pushes me. And um, I don't think I'd be who I am in baseball or as a person without her. So
Mm.
definitely has made me a better person.
Well, as a Phillies fan, we all thank her.
Yeah.
Tell me about your company. You launched Prosper Collective, right? And your verse here, Proverbs 21:21. Whoever pursues righteousness and love finds life, prosperity, and honor. Why did you choose that verse? And kind of tell me a little bit about Prosper Collective and like your vision for this brand.
Yeah. So, I mean, for as long as I can remember, I'd say at least since high school, um, I've always wanted to start a clothing line. I've talked about it to a lot of people. Um, didn't really know when and where that would start. You gotta you gotta kind of have money to do that. Starting businesses up is no joke. I've learned a lot as I've come into doing this. But yeah, I always wanted to do something with clothing. I've been into fashion in a sense. I pay attention to a lot of details of like what people are wearing, and like subconsciously I just have always kind of been into that. And I'm into art, so eventually maybe adding some of my own artwork into maybe special edition drops, maybe on some apparel. So yeah, I chose that verse. I wanted to. I thought about it for a long time, and that's part of the reason why it took me so long to create a company was to create something that I was passionate about. And faith is a big part of my life. strong believer and wanted something where I could, get a product out there that people can relate to, maybe spark some conversations, but it's not one of those companies that's in your face and rah rah. So like, definitely want like a clean look and premium, like nicer, higher level clothing. So um, that was a verse. I was thinking about words that I could name the company, and prosper kept coming to mind, and prosperity. And that's something that, everybody wants in life, whether you're a believer or not. Um, and I don't think that only means financial prosperity. I think that means in all areas of life. And so I thought Prosper Collective would be a great term, great name for the company, and something that everybody could relate to.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more with that prosperity or riches. I don't know if you've ever seen the interview with Bob Marley when they ask him. They say, "Bob, are you a rich man?" He goes, "Rich? How you mean rich?" And he goes, "Money. Do you have lots of money?" And he goes, "Money makes you rich?" He goes, "No, I am rich with life." And that's
Yeah,
kind of like the most important things to me. It's just prosperity. How like freedom is very important to me, the freedom to do this kind of stuff, to go golfing on a Tuesday or whatever. Like I'm not a millionaire, obviously,
yeah.
but I live like very happily. Like I'm happy with my life. Good wife, good family. I have a home. I'm very blessed. So finding that, like finding your own prosperity, I think is very relatable to like what you said.
And the word you just used was freedom. I think when you can come into a place of freedom, whether that's being okay with trials, being okay with tough times, because obviously it's easy when things are going well. Um, Freedom is like what prosperity is about.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I totally agree with you on that point.
Yeah. You mentioned you pay a lot of attention to fashion. So I just real quickly, I wanted to say like, who are some of the most fashionable players that you have seen, swaggiest maybe? Because there's some Instagram pages, I think it's MLB Fits, and they'll highlight a lot of players, and the Phillies do it too when you guys are walking down the tunnel and they got the camera there and you see like what outfit you're wearing for the day. Are there any players that kind of stand out to you? They're like, man, that guy's got some great style.
So I guess I'll start off by saying when I say fashion, I don't necessarily mean like high fashion, like New York style. I've never really been into that. I just and I think that can pertain to a specific person. Like some people look better in clothes than other people. Like Sosa's a guy that can pull some stuff off that I couldn't pull off.
Sure.
Um, I mean, maybe I've never tried it, but I think he's got, as he would call it, flow, or any of the other guys.
Swag,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Cassie's got his own type of, I don't want to say clothing, but like whatever he has his own style.
That South
Um,
Florida feel, right?
yeah, Harp's got his own. Um, you see it on everybody. Everybody's kind of got their style, and um, but even with baseball stuff, I've paid attention to details and like cleats, gear, all that kind of stuff. I don't know why I've always been drawn to it, but I have been.
Hmm. Well, that makes me think. Since you are very attentive to detail, is there a certain jersey that you guys wear that you feel fits better, you play better in than others?
Um, I don't know. I have special ties to certain ones. Like
The throwback blues you
I,
gotta love.
I love those because I hit for the cycle in that uniform, and it was like a really cool memory for me. But then obviously the pinstripes was the first jersey I ever wore in a game. Um, so I have like special memories linked with each jersey, but I definitely love the pinstripes. It's such a good look. Um, Maybe I'll go with that one.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a little bit into your rehab and what that looks like, what your days look like, how much pain you're in, how's recovery been going so far. So if you could just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Honestly, it's going really well. On schedule. Um, I think I don't want to say they're surprised at where I'm at. I just think that, to this point, there hasn't been any setbacks. I've kind of been just trusting my body um, to tell me what exercises are okay at this point. If I feel something, maybe I back off and wait a couple days to do that, and just continue working on strengthening my core. Um, I feel like I came into camp in really good shape.
Hmm.
I take a lot of pride in, my lifts and workouts in the off season. And, I mean, part of that is why I haven't really dealt with many injuries in my career. It's the first muscle I've ever pulled. So definitely one of those like freak accidents that's it's also been a journey and a learning experience for me as well. Doing this rehab, since it's my first pulled muscle ever. So just knowing what is okay, what's not, and like I said, trusting my body.
Yeah. Well, I have no doubt we're going to see you very soon. Again, like best of luck with all the rehab and kind of progressing as that's going by. We know how hard you worked. You saw that interview where you were saying you prepped so much during this off season. So no doubt that we'll see you again soon. There was another quote that came out about Gabriel Rincones. He's been
Yeah.
very very impressive this spring. You were quoted to say he had mega juice. You and Schwartz gave him the nickname Uncle Rico. For a 24-year-old, calling him Uncle Rico, I thought was pretty funny. But what has been impressed you the most from this 24-year-old that you've gotten to watch?
Yeah, man. I think honestly that started, we were in BP, um, which is funny. Like I've been doing a lot more work with outfielders this year. Still doing a bunch of infield stuff, but been able to, sorry about that.
You're good.
uh, been able to see different players that maybe I haven't been around as much in the past, aka with outfield group every day. Um, and it was Schwarbs and I out there in left field, and I remember seeing. I mean, the first swing this guy took, homer, homer, homer. It was like three consecutive homers, line drive, and then he hit an opposite field homer. And I remember looking over at Kyle and saying, "Man, this guy's got mega juice. Like it's crazy to be jumping out the gate like that and be hitting homers in your first round of BP, like it's nothing." So I remember making that comment to him, and then we were actually in the training room in the tubs one morning, and I had said that to him, and he was like, "Nah, man, like you do," and I was like, "No, I don't have that kind of juice where I'm just hitting homer after homer every pitch in BP." Shores walks in and kind of confirmed that, and yeah, I guess that's kind of where the conversation got started, which opened up some avenues for us to talk to him about himself, areas he wants to get better in, things we've done in our career to get better in certain areas, and how he can improve. Um, guys want to help each other out. It's not like you're keeping secrets from people.
Right. That I think that is very valuable and probably I mean made a very strong impact on him. Which kind of brings me to this question: is have there been any vets or teammates that have helped you grow as a player? Because you were just saying you were kind of imposing a little bit of wisdom or confidence in this young kid. You and Schwarbs, I mean that holds a lot of weight. So have there been any vets or teammates who kind of helped you grow as a player, or who have kind of given you some confidence in your career?
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily say anybody specific. I think when I got called up, it was more encouragement off the bat. Um, and honestly, that started when I signed here in spring training. Guys were just like very encouraging right away. It wasn't anything I had to go seek and ask questions for. Um, but they were encouraging. They'd come up to me and share things that they may thought would help. Um, yeah, I think that's part of the reason why we have such a good team. Obviously, we have a lot of great players, but guys help each other. And I have a difficult role. I don't play every day. Um, I did in AAA. I play every day, but since I've been in the big leagues, it's been more of a um, start once or twice a week, and then you're coming off the bench. And Obviously, there's a couple spurts where you may play a couple games in a row, but it's tough when you're not seeing a pitch for 4 days, and then all of a sudden you're getting a pinch hit in the eighth inning against someone throwing 99. Like, it's a tough thing, and I think just talking to guys that have done it, talking to guys that have been in the game for a long time, maybe their career started out that way, um, kind of helps me, you know, build confidence in myself, kind of give me a plan of attack, how maybe I should handle the cages, things they did that helped them prepare themselves best they could before coming in for those at bats. I think you got to give yourself grace too. Um, People know that that's tough, and so just giving myself the grace when stuff doesn't turn out the way obviously I want it to. Philly will let you know too. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
they will.
But they also let you know when you do. So there's no better feeling than that.
How much does Kevin Long play a role in this when you're working with him? Maybe like your relationship with him or kind of what you guys work on together.
Yeah, Kevin. I love Kevin. We spend a lot of time around each other every day in the mornings whenever we're doing our routine. But he's really helped me build a routine that's good for me. He kind of allows me to do my thing, but he'll challenge me in certain areas. Maybe we add something to kind of increase the velocity, whether it's scooting up and back, doing drills that are going to maybe imitate velocity or breaking balls. But I think Kevin has been in this game for a long time for a reason, um, and he's really good at sharing that knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he has a very impressive track record and worked with a lot of great players. So, yeah, I'm just always curious about the hitting coach and kind of the knowledge that he imposes on you guys and kind of how that relationship is. Um,
Honestly, all the hitting coaches we have done a great job. They all are there to give you as much information as possible. Set you up for best success that you can have.
mhm.
Yeah.
I had some just quick hitters for
Okay.
you. I want to know who's the funniest guy on the team.
Um, Man, Stubby's up there. Kepler is pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's like super super funny, but I always find myself laughing when I'm around him. Um, Sosa's hilarious. Everybody's funny in their own way.
Yeah.
I don't want to say there's one person that's funnier than any, but yeah, they're all cool.
Yeah, I mean, you guys clearly have a very good team chemistry. You could see it from the stands. You could see it from interviews. Who's the best golfer on the team? I heard JT is a pretty decent golfer.
Yeah, I'd probably go with JT on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cody's pretty good too.
Cody's good too.
Every time I play him, he'll give me a handicap, and he never shoots that. He always shoots way under his
Okay.
handicap.
All right. So Cody and
So
JT.
I know it's in there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Your biggest hobby outside of baseball?
Um, Man, it's changed over the years. I would definitely say something to do with design,
Mhm.
uh, whether that's me drawing, painting, um, working on my clothing line, all those kind of things.
You got to drop some of your artwork. We got to see it.
I know, and my mom has my portfolio from high school, and there's a bunch of stuff in it. A lot of my stuff is sketch style stuff, and I've actually been tattooing a couple dudes as well.
Really?
Um, nothing extensive, but more line work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've kind of dabbled with that as well.
Wow, tattoo artist. You add that to your resume? Wow. Okay. Who's brave enough? You don't have to name names, but are these just like your buddies, or who's asking for a Weston Wilson
Definitely.
tattoo?
So I've tattooed guys, on our team. Cal Stevenson, Casty, Peyton Henry, who's in camp now. I just did one on him this last week. Um, I did one on Scott Kingery. Done a couple on my brother. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I've tried, and
Man,
some dudes are waiting on a tattoo as well.
yeah,
They've
this
asked me. It's about finding time though.
this is the story, man. Bryce got all the attention for his fanatic tattoo that he got right here. I think the
Yeah.
story is Weston Wilson giving out tattoos to teammates.
Hey, whoever, I know he had a chick come in and do that from maybe Vegas or somewhere, but she did a really good job on that.
Yeah,
I don't remember who it was that did it, but she did a great job.
yeah, yeah. We saw that.
Might be a little bit of time before I can do that kind of work.
Yeah, hey, that's okay. You got time. Yeah, I would love to see some of these teammates that you teammate or that you tattooed.
Yeah.
Maybe we can see that at some point. Um,
I do have
one,
a page on my Instagram. I have an account that has some of them.
okay,
Not all of the tattoos, but some of the tattoos are on there. It's Wes Will Tat, Wes underscore WIL underscore TAT. So, um,
we're gonna pull
yeah.
that up.
I
We're gonna pull
I
that.
haven't updated it in a while, but yeah, there is an account.
Okay. All right. Cool. One thing I saw recently, the kick changeup seems to be like this year's new sweeper. Have you seen it yet? The Mariners, Andres Munoz, most notably, was throwing it. It looks nasty. It's got a lot more depth to it. Is this a pitch that you've kind of been seeing or looking at?
It's called a kick changeup.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a new
I
change.
haven't seen it.
It's like this new. I guess it's like last year's sweeper or whatever, and it's just got more depth to the changeup. It's got a lot more drop at the zone. And this guy from the Mariners, he debuted it, and it looks pretty nasty. But just maybe something to put on your radar because I think pitchers are going to start kind of messing around.
That's awesome to know. They're gonna get even better.
Yeah, right. Make it even harder for you.
Every year there's something somebody's throwing new, and velocities are going up and up and up and up. So
Yeah.
just another challenge.
Exactly. Speaking of that, toughest pitchers? I like to ask hitters. I mean, when I talked to Strom, I asked him about the hardest hitters he's faced. Maybe some pitchers that you have faced that you're just like, man, this guy is just nasty.
Um,
And I know you see the best of the best, but I don't know if like any of them stood out.
yeah, I mean, Clase is obviously really good. Um, Chapman, I feel like the ball's there and then it's not. um, I feel like you see him on every day. You see somebody and you're like, dang, that guy's really good, and he doesn't get the love that he should. But I feel like you're always seeing somebody like that.
Right.
That's got something up his sleeve. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think. A lot of my at bats blend together
Yeah.
until you face them a second time, then you kind of remember it. But um, yeah, those are two that I can think of off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
I mean, Klaus and Chapman, those are good
Yeah,
answers right
yeah.
there. Last question I have for you before I let you go. I want to know if there were any like superstitions or rituals that you have before the game that you always do.
Uh, Nothing crazy. I During the anthem, I'm always saying a prayer. Um, yeah, I don't have anything crazy superstitious. Sometimes you'll find yourself putting on a certain sock first
Yeah,
if you've been raking.
sure.
um, but yeah,
Any,
no, I don't. I'm not crazy into superstitions.
any teammates that do anything crazy that you're just like, man, this guy's a weirdo. Why is he doing that?
Not that I can think of. I don't really. I kind of get in the zone and don't really pay attention much. Everybody's got their own thing that they're doing, kind
Sure.
of on their own schedule. Once it gets closer to game time,
Mhm.
you try to lock it in. So yeah, I'm sure there are though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've heard some crazy stuff, but yeah. So Wes, again, thank you for joining me today, man. I appreciate it for your time and best of luck with everything. I know we're gonna see you at the bank very soon. So again, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
Wes, I'm gonna end the stream and then I'm just gonna have you hang on so we can make sure it uploads and then we'll be good.
Okay,
All right, guys.
perfect.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next time.